I'm Dr. Terrain Reeves, an educator of 25 years, currently teaching at Edward R. Murrow High School, a 3,600 student high school in Midwood, Brooklyn. The current Foundation Aid formula was created in 2007, and it is broken.
I truly believe that I was born with the purpose of serving others, and I walk within that purpose. I believe that the most critical shortcomings with the funding that we receive in our public schools is that there's no equity.
My school has 3 full-time social workers, 1 full-time psychologist, 2 part-time psychologists for 3,600 students.
And the reason why it is a huge concern of mine is that I was also a child who was homeless, spent a year of my life sleeping on a park bench, and realizing that my educators, my high school guidance counselor, teachers had to provide things for me that I wasn't able to get.
It was my counselor who took money from her pocket to provide me with food and clothing while giving me counseling at school. Years later, my colleagues and I are doing the same thing, providing supplies due to the lack of funding from the city and the state. Nothing has changed. We should be ashamed.
We need to really open our eyes to the issues that really truly exist in our public school. We're talking about human lives and human needs. And here it is, we have to stand up to argue about those needs.
One of the things I've learned as I became the chapter leader that has really been exciting to me was the power that the UFT has in the political arena. And since it's the politicians that make decisions about school policies, funding of schools, how the benefits that our members get, it's so important that we are involved in politics. People need to speak up. We need to use the passion, the intelligence, the talents of the teachers that work in these buildings to amplify their voice, to use our collective strength to affect the changes we want to see. I just try to focus on the importance of using our political might to gain those protections that we're looking for, to make sure that we have this wonderful pension that we're guaranteed after working, that we have the benefits, that we have the process of gaining tenure, of having the due process to maintain your job, to have people stand behind you and protect you. The only way that we can do that is through our unity, through working together with each other, having one voice come out of this.
Like most things in life, it's easy to get by when things are going good, but it takes perseverance to go through challenging times. And as educators, we know it's always going to be challenging times, but you got to keep pushing. And one day I'm going to be pushing for someone, and then the next day that person's going to be pushing for me. Collectively, perseverance, we can get through anything. I think teachers should always be involved in policy, and with teachers' voice in that policy, it could help shape it. I believe that people should be listening to teachers more to tell them about all of these different things that are happening, like cell phones, like other policies that's going out there. And we also see policy walk through our door every day in real time. Housing crisis, we see it. Hunger, we see it. We see it all. So we are involved. It's either you're going to be passive or active about it.
If we had smaller class sizes, I could develop deeper connections with my students, provide deeper learning experiences. But once again, the foundation formula does not provide. So not only do I have students with major needs like staying in temporary housing and learning a new language, I cannot have a class that is set to 23 students.
Door knocking and phone banking are so important. That's part of the work that everyone has to do and should do, right? It's the hard part, right? You're going up to a stranger and you're talking about politics, right? Probably like 2 things nobody wants to do, but that's part of the hard part of the work, and that's why you have to love it or believe in something so strong that you're gonna keep going for it.
Politics is important for our rights, it's important for our students, so we can make a difference for all of us by getting involved in politics. If we didn't engage, a lot of our rights would be taken away, a lot of the rights for students would be hurt, our students would be hurt, there wouldn't be as much money for public education. I teach students in a program called Pathways to Graduation, which is a GED program in the city of New York. It is really important giving kids a second shot in life, but without the political sphere and the knowledge of legislators, programs like that would not survive. Do something. Do postcards. Go to a phone bank. If you want to go to Pennsylvania, it's great. I've gone to Pennsylvania 3 times now. The camaraderie is really terrific. We feel like we're making a difference. But if you don't want to do that, just make a few phone calls. It's so easy these days also. You used to have to go down to someplace, headquarters with these phones. Now you can just get a phone number. You can use your own phone and do it from home. It is really easy and it makes a difference.
I got involved politically because I think we can actually make a change. It's not something we can just talk about and dream about. We actually have to be out there as a teacher and also as a parent, to children in the public school system. If we don't speak for them, who will?
We should implement a sliding scale that allocates substantially more funds to school with higher percentages of students from low-income families, English language learners, and students with disabilities.
One of the things that I am most proud of that I've done recently in the summer was I got a chance to speak in the summer to the New York State Foundation aid formula about how equal funding, it's not fair for all students, especially my students in District 7, which is one of the poorest congressional districts in the city. This work does push us out of our comfort zone. It gives me anxiety sometimes. I know it gives other people anxiety, but if we don't do it, who will? I am not standing alone. I'm here with my U of T brothers and sisters. I'm just volunteering my time, but that volunteering is meaningful. I just want to make sure every child gets the opportunity to learn,